This is my little video on the Kroot kill team. Mainly magnetizing all of it, because I've seen some people magnetize some here and there, but I decided to go all out and magnetize all of mine. So I'm going to start with the leader. So here's my leader. I glued the head because there was no magnet option or like other option for it, so there was no need for a magnet, but I was able to slot these in and kind of cut away there with a blade and push a magnet in there, and then I was able to glue it with some super glue and holding it with a paper clip to like keep it in place until it was able to stick. And then I won't be able to see it quite properly. There we are. So they just it's kind of hard to do well on viewfinder, but they just slide in there, and then this one has two other options, so I magnetized them, so they're all here. I plan on getting a metal sheet so they all can stick. And while I'm over here, let me show you this little technique. So I originally came up with this technique to prime a head, because I only needed to prime one head, because I made a mistake on painting the wrong head, because I had an accident of like a spillage of all my heads and stuff. So I picked the wrong head and started painting the wrong head, so when I realized I had to strip the paint with some acetone nail polish remover. But anyways, I put a magnet, because my heads are magnetized on the other ones. So I just was able to stick a magnet there and prime it, and I've been able to use this as a way to paint them as well. And I have this little tray that there's a little hole that it kind of just stays in there, so I can let it dry. But that head goes with this guy, so let me show you this guy real quick. So this is my orange kroot. I'm doing a rainbow themed kroot specifically, but I haven't finished the base fully on this. But I'll show you how I've been basing stuff, if I can focus stuff. So there's a magnet there, there's a magnet there, it just slots in. The capes are a good way to hide all the magnets, I will say. What did I want to grab? Oh yeah, this. So I've been using pigment, kind of in different ways. I'll show you the process of what I learned, how to do it. So as you can see, this is shiny. I sprayed it with Mod Podge to seal it, but I originally covered this with super glue, and then I used like a little brush and like flaked on the powder, and then I sprayed it with Mod Podge. But this is my tree token for the little burb. He's magnetized as well, because I will show you when it comes to the red guy that I have, but I just thought it was an interesting idea to do that. So so that instead of like a little piece of paper that's a token, I have this little guy moving around. And the only real reason that I did that is because I had some extra ones of these. I had 6 of them that were extra from a combat patrol or something like that in my Tau box sets. I don't know which combat patrol it was because I have bought, well, it probably would be the one with the Pathfinders and the Fire Warriors, so never mind. It was probably that one. But, next I'll show you this guy, the tracker. So, the arm comes off, and this one was pretty difficult because I had to go at an angle with a drill. I used a little micro drill that was an electric. If I had it, I would show you, but it's got really tiny millimeters, like ones that I drill barrels. I'll show you that on one of the barrels here in a second. And then, so there's a magnet there, but from the front you can't really tell, and especially when the bird's on it, and that's when this guy's gonna have this gun, is when the bird's on it. So it's not noticeable too much. Like, I mean, this is my army, so like make your army however you want, but this is how I did it. I don't know if you can see, there's little tiny drill holes there. You can kind of see the light going through, but I used this little tiny electric drill, and I drilled the barrel holes because there's like already a little opening for it, so I just drilled it, basically. But let me show you the other guys. This is mainly because I like options and I plan on buying another one for more colors and stuff. So this is my sniper. I do plan on eventually getting another box of this and doing different colors for them, the operators, and trying to magnetize them differently so that it gives it some more variety with like the heads and stuff, because the heads, they all can really go with whatever. This is the guy that's throwing a grenade. He's my second green guy, might as well show you him. And then all his arms come off. And I'll tell you how I've been doing the paint if need be in the comments. I doubt anyone's really gonna care about the colors of my kroot, but if you liked one of them, you can pick one of them and ask me about it, and I'll tell you in the comments. But as you can see, some of them are finished, like the light green guy that I showed you earlier, and the tracker, that's the dark red guy, and then the orange guy is a work in progress. This guy is finished. And then they all come off. I really like this pose, but if I have two squads, I want to be able to have one with one pose and one with the other. And I have the Kroot hounds here. I completely forgot to show the other transitions of, like, ways I did it. So this time, I used wood glue, and you can't really see it on camera. There you are. It's really shiny. Did not like how it turned out, but it's my army, and, like, if I wanted to, I'll paint over. What I did was I mixed this with my Mars, like, Iron Earth paint from Citadel, and I mixed it together to make a darker pigment that has, like, texture in it, and I'll show you what that effect was later, but I can paint it over top of that and hopefully matten it out, which I know it would. This guy has some good texture on the base. So what I did there was I painted with the pigment, or the pigment tinted paint on the base, and then I added some of the pigment on top, and then I covered it with more of the dark pigment, and it kind of gave that, like, wet Mars Earth look. And I do plan on adding powder to the feet, like I have with the other models. This one, I didn't do as much, but I did it right there. And then I added the sand and stuff. But, like, I don't know, I like the texture that it gives it. I'm trying to find the guy that's got the best one. I think it's this guy. So I did that same process with the dark pigmented paint, and then sealing it on top, or putting in pigment on top, and then sealing it with the pigment paint. Let me show you this Kroot hound. This one I did spray with Mod Podge, so that's why it's shiny. But I don't know, I kind of like it. It gives it, like, a sweaty look, like it's been running. But I need to finish covering this up, because the Mod Podge did not like how it turned out. How clear, and, like, even with it being matte, it's a matte Mod Podge sealant, and it's still, like, is shiny, so, like, it's kind of bogus claim. This is my dark blue guy. Or the bow and arrow guy. And the last but not least of the ones that I have painted so far is my yellow guy. You got that little heavier weapon here. I like how it's got a shell casing coming out of it. But now let me show you the unprimed ones. So this guy. This one I have seen magnetized before, but I went full out and magnetized the arms completely. So what I did was I magnetized there and then on the wrist, and because this arm's bionic, I can leave the metallic if I wanted to, but I do plan on painting it, as the paint does mask the magnets a bit if you are into that and like don't want the magnets visible. I find that they give it more of an action figure vibe, but that's just me. But there's that heavy weapon option. This is the head that I primed already, but that. And then let me show you the other heavy weapon variants. And yeah, the magnets are magnets, so like they can fall off mid-battle and all that. But I enjoy them, so that's why I'm doing them. So this is just kind of how I'm trying to show you that it is possible to magnetize these guys. Like with the capes and shoulder pads, you can barely tell that they're magnetized at all. And even the ones that you can notice a bit of like a gap, it's not huge of a gap where it's like off-putting for me, at least. If it is for you, that's you. But what I do is to try to counteract that is I use a drill. I've shown you in the previous video I did that with. So this is the last guy, which is the pistolier. So there's this weapon variant. And yes, you can see the magnets a bit more, but once I prime it and once I paint it, it won't be as visible because it will be skin colored tone. Pistolier. Let me adjust the weapon a bit more. Fudge. Kind of like a low angle there. The magnets didn't quite work as I wanted it to, per se, because like this arm doesn't fully go down, which is like it can, but like you also have options with the kill team, because this guy was meant to have this on this right here and this over here, but I couldn't do that for any of it because it's all going to be right there where this gun is being meant to be holstered, because this holster is for the other gun, or for the other this one, and it's meant to be on this side, and this one bag is meant to be on the other weapon guy thing. Not explaining it well, but I'm coming to a close with this video because I've shown you all the models of the kill team, all 12 of them. You can look up the rules and all that online. I don't have the stats in my head right now, but The reason I magnetized it is if there are any changes with the ability, because like I know that they changed since release this ability to bring either or of the pulse weapons. So like now it's only the one, but you still get, it's like the same stat, but like it's the same weapon even though it's two weapon variants. So who knows if they'll change that again. But just in case, I have it all magnetized. And oh, also I bought this at the store. Gorilla Super Glue Gel. I've been using this for my magnets because it dries really fast comparatively, and like it's thicker, so like it sticks to the magnets, and like you don't have to wait for it to like the thin glue to like stick and like dry a bit for the magnet to stay still. The the gel stuff just sticks to it. So if you're ever looking to magnetize, that's a good option for you for a super glue that would work well and easy. But yeah, no, that has been it. I apologize this video has been so long.